We are now just hours away from the president's first State of the Union address. The White House says he will tout the booming American economy and pledge to pursue bipartisan deals on immigration and infrastructure, which may be easier said than done, as, of course, the president faces a fiercely divided Congress, with a growing number of Democrats now planning to protest his speech. Others say they will boycott the speech. We're joined by Deputy Press Secretary Hogan Gidley now from the North Lawn of the White House. First of all, I want to start off with the message, the tone, where the president wants to be tonight.
Well, he's going to stay in where the country is. He's going to state the facts. It's about being safe, strong, and proud. The president is going to focus on 5 major areas, and that's national security, infrastructure, the immigration plan he just laid out. He's going to talk about trade. We have a $71 billion trade deficit with China, $17 billion with Canada. That's got to change. This president knows that. And also, he's going to talk about the economy, how great the economy is doing, but how much it affects people across the spectrum. I mean, we have 55 million people in this country that have 401ks, 35 million that have pensions, and 25 million that have IRAs. It has affected everybody, and a rising tide lifts all boats. And we're gonna tout a lot of those message points because he has set so many records, so many accomplishments in the first year. But it is about looking forward as well, and that's what the president wants to do, and he will strike a bipartisan tone.
What is the place of unity as we look forward in all of this? And you know, we're hearing from the White House, and so I want to get you on the record saying this, where the president can take this divided nature of Congress right now. Where does he think he can get it to?
Well, I'm not sure where he can get it to, but I know the Democrats have to be willing to even have the conversation. I mean, you mentioned so many are deciding to boycott. This country is doing so much better than it was under Barack Obama. And just imagine for a moment if a booming economy, if crushing ISIS, if rolling back regulations, if job increases, if wage increases had occurred under Hillary Clinton, you couldn't keep Democrats away. You couldn't keep them off of television stations, out of the papers, having the conversation about how wonderful she's doing. The only difference here is Donald Trump is the one responsible for the growth and the optimism we've seen in this country. I'll give you a great example. The immigration plan that he just laid out. Obviously, he made some compromises. He came forth with strong border security, something Republicans have been dying for so long. And then DACA, he's offering 3 times what Barack Obama offered for the Dreamers, and he's still getting called names for it. It makes no sense, and it exposes Democrats for what they are, which is playing politics with people's lives. And I'm afraid that tonight, even though he's going to lay out several themes, several messages that most of the country, a majority of the country will support, for some reason, Democrats just refuse to acknowledge it because it has Donald Trump's name attached to it.
You know, there are reports that members of the Congressional Black Caucus got together in an off-the-record or behind-closed-door meeting to talk about how they will protest this president. I first want to get your response to that, and then I have a follow-up on people of color in this economy.
Well, it's a shame. I mean, you know, it's their right to do that. But, you know, I mean, the president is the president of all people. The policies he's passed and the things he's pushed for have affected all Americans, but also in the African-American community. And we might talk about it in a moment. But, I mean, wages are up for the first time in a long time. And disproportionately, African-Americans, Latinos, women were affected in the Barack Obama economy. And here, Donald Trump has been in office for only a year, and he's pushed for $20 billion in a budget for a school choice package. He's worked with Tim Scott in empowerment zones to try and rebuild inner cities. These are things Democrats talked about for decades, but never moved to fix. Donald Trump made the comment during the campaign, you'll remember, vote for me, what do you have to lose? And it shows what they were voting for was causing them to lose for so long.
All right, so you touched on it a moment there. Has the president reached out to any of these CBC, these Black Caucus members, to talk with them at all? I'm just curious to know what the conversation is like when you, no doubt, can come back with numbers in the black community that look like what right now?
Well, I mean, look, the president has conversations with all members, but, I mean, working with African Americans is something this president has done for his entire career. So to pretend otherwise is just a fallacy. It's fake. And so for whatever reason, it just seems as though if it were a Republican in office, the CBC just doesn't want to work with them, even though they're seeing record-setting advancements within their community. And look, Donald Trump did better than previous Republican nominees in the African American community in the numbers of votes he received. So it's very clear something's happening here. The Democrats do not want to lose its stranglehold on the African American community. But the fact remains, if they vote with Donald Trump and support some of his proposals, it looks like their community seems to gain greatly by it.
Yeah, black unemployment at the lowest it's been in decades was one example. I want to move on now and talk about how the president is preparing for tonight, what his day looks like, Hogan.
Oh, well, look, he's been going through the speech meticulously. We talked about it a little bit this morning. He uses a black felt tip pen and makes edits to the page and sends it back to the staff.
Scripts.
It uses that on the script itself and then sends it off to the staff. Whenever he has an idea or a line he'd like to use, he jots it down on a scrap piece of paper or a Post-it and calls staff and says, make sure you incorporate this exactly as I said it. He is the master messenger. This is his speech from the beginning to end. He wants the American people to understand that he's for them. He wants to uplift all Americans and show these here support them. You're going to hear outrageous, incredible stories of American heroism overseas, right here at home in our first responders. You're going to hear about job creators in our economy. It really is truly going to be one of those speeches that when it's done, people are just going to be proud to be part of this American country.
All right. Let's move on to the FISA memo. This Republican memo now that has gone through the House Intel and been voted upon, and they say the American public should see it. Now it goes to the president. He has 5 working days to review it. Talk to me about the process and where the president is on releasing that memo to the rest of the public.
Absolutely, Harris. Look, we received the memo last night. The president will work with his national security team as well as the White House counsel to figure out the best course forward. I don't know that the president's read the memo yet. This, obviously, as you mentioned, it takes 5 days for this memo to become public, but it should be noted, this is a congressional action. The president doesn't have to sign it to make it declassified. He doesn't have to say a word. In 5 days, because of the vote in Congress, it becomes public. Really, the only thing the president can do if he reviews it and sees that he needs to stop it from becoming public. And I want to make it clear, the president would never do anything to endanger national security or affect Americans' lives in that way, put them at risk. But if he does nothing in the next 5 days, it becomes public. He doesn't have to do anything to make it public.
All right. Democrats say they have their own memo and that, this may go through the same process. Will the president then also look at that, do you think?
Well, look, that's a hypothetical. I don't know. If it ever comes over here, we can have that conversation. But right now, we're focused on the State of the Union. I know that so many of the media, folks in the media, are focused on this memo. But that's going to play itself out in due course. Tonight, we're worried about delivering the strong message, the proud message, the safe message. That's where the speech is going to go, and what the American people need to hear from their president.
All right. Well, it's not just the media. I mean, obviously, the House Intelligence is also focused on it. We appreciate you giving us a look inside of the president's day today and all the issues that he'll be talking about at his first State of the Union address. Hogan Gidley, thank you.
Thanks so much, Harris.